Welcome to our series on how public sector organizations are accelerating innovation with data and analytics. I'm Wyatt Cash with Scoop News Group, and here to share his insights on this is Ed McDevitt, Regional Vice President for NorthBay Solutions. Ed, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure, Wyatt. It's great to see you.
So let's start by asking what makes a data-led migration to the cloud? That is, where organizations can migrate and analyze data in the cloud directly, different from, say, migrating applications or other workloads to the cloud?
Yeah, I think, Wyatt, from my standpoint, it's value. It's speed to value from a data-centric type of scenario. From the top line, obviously driving revenue for the organization in a variety of ways, through a variety of use cases: marketing, sales, 360 view into the customer, predictability, all kinds of things from the top line. And then secondly, taking cost out of the bottom line, right? By improving and consolidating data, and then using that data from an enterprise perspective to run the business better. And I can give you multiple examples around that. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about some examples. Can you share some where the efforts of a public sector customer, for example, to migrate and analyze multiple data sets in the cloud has led to, say, new insights or innovations in serving their constituents?
Yeah, sure. So one that comes to mind is the University of Pittsburgh, where we're currently working. We've worked with in the past, and actually we received an award there last year as North Bay and the University of Pittsburgh's AWS Higher Education Solution of the Year. So it's exciting. And they had a very data-centric vision of providing all data to whomever needs it within the entire university's ecosystem. And that was driven by their constituents. Those constituents had a demand for data, especially around COVID, right? They weren't on campus. So we embarked on that endeavor together through our one team model, and we're able to build a data lake to prove out the efficacy of AWS in the cloud. We've done fantastic things there, along with the University of Pittsburgh in use case scenarios. And we're embarking now to run what is a data-centric enterprise, what they're calling universal data lake, Wyatt, where they will provide access to all students, all employees, all financials through a myriad of use cases. So we're extremely excited about that, and that continues to grow as we proceed. So that's a great one.
That is a great example. Well, next, Ed, talk to me a little bit about how does working with AWS and this partner community speed up the time to value for public sector organizations in improving their services to their customers?
Well, Wyatt, I think AWS makes it very easy, especially for higher ed, to understand the value, number one, of moving workloads from a data-centric scenario into the cloud, okay? They have programs that are available to partners like myself, where they'll fund us to do specific work to confirm that value. They provide credits to the customer around their services. So it's not an all-in-one shot. They can see value as they go on throughout their AWS journey. They make it extremely, extremely easy to get involved.
That's interesting. And then lastly, and I'm kind of curious from your perspective, how have the efforts of migrating and analyzing data to the cloud, again, this idea of data-led migration, how has that changed your customers' view of the cloud and their cloud strategies and priorities?
Well, I think there's multiple ways that they look at it, but I think from a competitive perspective, they need to have a cloud strategy to stay competitive, to grow the business, to take cost out of the business. They also understand from a velocity perspective, to be a data-centric organization provides them extreme advantages from a predictability perspective throughout, especially the AWS's ecosystem of services. So, gosh, if you don't have some level of a cloud strategy now, and it doesn't have to be everything, but specific use cases that are important to the business, you're really behind the eight ball.
Well, Ed McDevitt, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to share your insights and examples of how data-led migrations are really helping the public sector.
My pleasure, Wyatt.